It's Lynn Bardowski, founder at Million Dollar Party Girl with episode 29 of Social Girl Live. People are leaving you signs all the time. Trust me, they're stalking your Facebook page. They're looking at you on that direct sales trip, right? They're like, darn, I want that life. They're not going to tell you, but trust me. So if you're doing home parties or Facebook parties, look for some key questions. Now at home parties, the questions are typically going to be things like, do you need help? Can I help you unpack? I can't tell you how many times I was asked that when I would appear at my hostess's house. Maybe a guest was there early, or I was late. That could be it too, right? And as women, what do? We never ask for help. We're like, no, I got it. Well, when people ask you questions, they're trying to get a little bit closer to you. That's what they're doing. They're asking you because there's probably an interest. They want to get a little bit closer. And when you tell them no, you are shutting them down and basically saying, I don't even believe that you can help me unpack. So why would they even think they would be able to do your business? So whenever somebody asks to help of any kind, always say yes. Draw them in, right? Let them be a part of your business and what you have going on. That's a way that you can get closer, and maybe they'll be more comfortable having, more of a conversation. It opens the door for them. Okay, so tune and listen to the questions people might be asking you, right? Like, they might be asking, oh, where's your trip this year? Because they're thinking, I could use a free vacation, right? That's the comfortable, safety way that people get a little bit closer, learn a little bit more about your business without raising their hand because they're afraid, right? They're like, don't stalk me. I'm just kind of going to pretend that I really don't care, but I do. So tune in and to look for those. So once you've identified those leads, and I hope really to be a successful, consistent recruiter, sponsor, whatever you want to call it, we tend to use those words interchangeably. You need to have a sponsoring contact list, whatever works for you. For some, it could be, like a dry erase board. For others, maybe it's an Excel spreadsheet. Right? If you're like super techie and you got to keep that all on Excel. I am totally, ironically, non-techie when it comes to things like that. When it comes to keeping my eyes focused on, am I talking to enough people to meet my numbers? I'm the type of person that I need to be looking at it every day. Okay? So I don't have my flip chart paper. I have Post-it notes that is flip chart paper. They're like this big. And I stick them, like one, just for sponsoring. And that's what I would use to keep track of my sponsoring leads. Because at the end of the day, if you are talking to enough people, you will always sponsor enough recruits, right? So my first year in business, this was 1990, right? No email, no internet, no Facebook. I sponsored 26 consultants. Off the top of my head, I was like the top in the company at that, in 1990. And pretty much did that consistently for quite a few years. Got to the top of my direct sales company and stayed there for 20 years. So you've got to be generating the right numbers. So once you see that somebody might have a need, because maybe something changed, maybe they're asking you questions, the next two words I'm going to share with you are invite and learn. So invite them to learn. Invite them to learn more about your business. So, typical words, and this is going to be like a fast track to sponsoring. Back in the day, it was like this long process. It's like, okay, you've got to have this, and then you're going to talk to them, and then you're going to see if they're interested, and then we're going to find out more. In today's world, you've got to be like happening like that. When people are ready, you have to be right there, ready when they are ready to hit go. So I'm going to take that typically long sponsoring process and we're going to squash it. We're going to make it like a 2-second process. So you're going to use, instead of using words like ask, you know, and offer, those are typically words I used to hear in my direct sales business, ask and offer in relating to sponsor and recruiting. Well, I have scratched those out and replaced them with invite and learn. So invite, and that's exactly what it is. It's an invitation, right? And an invitation is like, who doesn't want to be invited to the party? It's so much more welcoming than the word ask or offer. So invite them to learn more, would you like to learn more about the business? That's all you're doing. Super easy peasy. You're going to share why you think they might have an interest. Pop in a little compliment on why you think they would be so great at your business. And say, hey, you know, if you've been looking for an extra side hustle, I'd love to invite you to learn a little bit more about what I got going on. And you need to be quiet. This is the key. Zipper up. So it needs to be a two-way conversation. And the place where you tend to lose that sponsoring lead or recruiting lead is when you rush in and you throw up on them with all the awesome sauce that is your business because you are so gosh darn excited. I know, it's so awesome. But we need to settle down a little bit. We scare people, okay? So I want you to make sure you're having a two-way conversation. When you ask a question, and I hope you're asking questions, wait for the response. And this might be in person, this might be in a Facebook message, this might be in a text. Do not respond until they reply back. So you invite them to learn more, you identify the need first, and they say, you know what? Sure, I'll check it out. Cool. Like literally, that's what I would respond. Cool. Right? You're not going to invest your entire life dream saving in that person saying yes. And that's where we, again, you know, it's like that's the one person we're going to recruit that month and we've got all our eggs in that one basket and we're totally invested in that one person. You want to have 10 people that you're speaking with at least. And then it doesn't really matter if that person says yes or no because you've got somebody else you're talking to, right? And that helps you to be a little bit less desperate, a little bit less of that crazy girl. They say, yeah, you know what, I think I will. So make sure you have a follow-up plan. Do you have a weekly opportunity event with your team? Is there a three-way call going on with your leader? Is there a teleconference? Is there a recorded opportunity call? Have that backup ready to go. So when they say, you know what, yeah, sure, I'll check it out, I'll learn more, you want to make sure you give them the opportunity to do just that. What are you inviting them to? Have that plan ready to go. And then here is the seal the deal question. Are you ready? What interests you most about fill in the blank? What interests you most about $1 Million Party Girl? What interests you most about your business? That's what you're going to say to them. What interests you most? Or you could just say, oh, great, cool, you want to learn more? What interests you most about it? That is the seal the deal question. Because, again, you know, it's a new day. If somebody has gotten to the point that they've said they want to learn more, I guarantee you they have already checked out your website, Googled your company, probably read a couple reviews. They might know more than you do. So don't think that they know nothing about your business. You know, we live in a world where people want information and they want it instantly. So odds are they've already checked it all out before you even got to that point. And so all you have to do, yeah, Trisha's saying, ask their why. Oh, cool, you want to learn more? So what interests you most? Tell me more. You don't have to say one thing. You don't have to tell them about your $99 kit or your Fast Start program or how you earn free products or where your trip is or the list goes on and on. The discount, right? Just zip her up. And what's really interesting, when you ask people this question, and especially if it's a phone call, so if you get to that point, you might go, you know what, can I give you a quick call? I would love to learn a little bit more what you're thinking about to see if this is a fit for you. Again, it's all about them. Is this a fit for you? And, you know, ideally that would be perfect. When you ask those questions, tell me what interests you most, they go on and on. You will be shocked. People have told me about their prior experience, why they think they would be great at it, how long they've been thinking about it, how they already checked out the website. It's like they're in an interview. It's really interesting. And they pretty much have sponsored themselves. Because what are they doing? They are reaffirming their own belief and confidence that they can do it, and kind of working it out in their own mind that they should do it. And so your follow-up question is really simple. It's repeat exactly what they told you. You are just going to repeat back to them. And you're going to do a lot of head nodding, even if this is on the phone or in a Facebook message. Trust me, that body language comes through, doesn't it? Even like on a text, you can kind of get the vibe, right? So use that positive body language. Absolutely. So what you're telling me is you've been really thinking about this for a while because your son just went off to college and you could really use this extra side hustle, right? Okay, cool. And that job you had as a volunteer for the PTA really would be, you know, kind of like perfect training for direct sales. You've already have a built-in network of people that you can talk to, right? Yeah, so you're just repeating back exactly what they told you. You do not have to have any answers. Your answer is their answer. Back to you. And then the follow-up question is simply, well, how soon would you like to get started? Zipper up. That's all you're going to ask. Awesome. So how soon would you like to get started? And wait for the response. That's called an open-ended question. You're not saying, do you want to start? That's a close-ended question. And the answer is usually no. Right? It's like, oh, I have to think about it. Let me talk to my husband. How soon? When would you like to get started in this business? Find out. Specific. And then it's just a matter of dating their grand opening party. Which if they're still not 100%, you could always say, you know what, let's at least have a party, and so that you can really see if this is a fit for you. So if there's still a little uncertainty going on, they're still not 100%, at least get a booking, right? Because then they can experience the party, their friends can come to the party, and hopefully you can share with their friends that they're thinking about it, and would they date a party with them if they decide to start. That typically is all you need to support them to get that business off the ground, because that's why they're hesitating, right? They're worried about who's going to support me, who's going to show up, who's going to come out. And worst case scenario, if they decide it's not for them, you booked an extra party. You have a new happy hostess. So when you focus on sponsoring and recruiting, you book more parties as a byproduct. What's coming up? Tomorrow night, I've got the webinar with Melanie Parker. She's my guest trainer this month. I love bringing in super smart, talented people for you. So make sure you're registered for that. We send an email reminder out tonight. If you're on my email list, you got that already. You can also find it at the $1 Million Party Girl Facebook page. There's a pinned post with the registration link where over 1,000 people are coming already, ready to rock their summer business. So you guys are going to have an awesome summer. I'm super excited about that.